What's going on, guys? We got another video about CHIA today, and today we're going to be talking about VoskCoin and a video that he just put out less than 24 hours ago about CHIA. And, you know, he sounds a little upset. I'm going to be dead honest with you, and we're going to play a few clips of it here and there. You know, he was nice enough, or someone was nice enough to, you know, create the chapters in each aspect of what CHIA is going through right now, whether it's the IPO, the layoffs, his thoughts, and where he stands right now. Of course, you know, I want to kind of come on here also to explain myself. A lot of you guys, some of you guys, I would say a lot, or maybe some of you are commenting that I'm very negative. Well, you know, that's just part of reality. Deal with it, right? I'm not shilling. I'm not selling hard drives, right? You don't see anything. I don't have no incentives whatsoever to sell hard drives. Of course, other people may, and you know, they would try to push out the things that would entice people to buy more hard drives, aka CHIA, right? Farming XCH, and of course, VoskCoin, Mr. VoskCoin, he also has I don't know what type of agreements that he may have with the evergreen miners and the juicy miners. Okay, you know, obviously there's some incentives over there as well. But let me just play a quick clip if I could find it. He actually mentions that you know he has some collaboration, and you can see it right here. I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to play a little clip over here.
CHIA miner. Earlier this year, CHIA Network submitted registration to the U.S. SEC for a proposed IPO.
Let me just go back.
I'm personally farming CHIA. I'm farming on Spacepool with my juicy miners. I'm also farming CHIA on FlexPool, which is shutting down, which is ridiculous. And I'm doing that. I'm farming on FlexPool with my evergreens. They're moving to Space Farmer. But basically,
all right, so evergreen's moving to Space Farmer. I didn't even know that. Thank you for the information, Mr. VoskCoin. But I mean, he has incentives, right? Did he really buy all of this stuff? Probably not. He's saying, VoskCoin says he's farming CHIA. And he also said that he spent a couple of thousands of dollars to set up his rig to farm CHIA. Now, how believable is that? I don't know. But, you know, he'll probably go into a little more detail of that, whether it's true or not. All right? I don't know. I can't sit here and accuse anyone. I'm just saying speculation is, I don't think he bought any of this stuff. Right? And I'm pretty sure some of you may agree to that because it's part of marketing, right? If I want someone who has a bigger voice that can possibly get me more customers, I'm gonna say, hey, here, you know, try to push this out as much as you can on the house, you know. So let's see what else he has to say.
Basically, with this coin price, I mine about $200 of XCH
wow,
a month.
$200 a month,
which is very low for the amount of money in hardware I have deployed. But there's some really cool things with CHIA farming, like the fact when you hit a block, like I was fortunate enough to do 11 hours ago, you get 0.25 of the coin.
Oh, 0.25 of what? $22.92 as of today on this recording. Does it even matter that you're getting 0.25 out of that? Does it even matter? A quarter of 22. Guys, I know a lot of you guys are still saying that, CHIA, you know what? You're going to eat your words when it comes to the bullish run again. All right, I'll wait for that to happen, and we'll see what goes on. Wow, look at this. Watch full video. CHIA in trouble. What a nice thumbnail, whoever this is. I'm not even going to click on it right now. Got a little 8 little hearts here. But let's go back to the video. Let's see what else Mr. VoskCoin has to say.
Coins sent directly to your wallet. It's a really cool farming incentive. So if you want to get into plug and play CHIA farming,
those are the
Juicy Miner has an option, and Evergreen has an option, and we just collaborated with them to release the Tails edition, which was really fun. It has our own custom VoskCoin theme, and it's orange like Bitcoin, or even more importantly, like Tails.
Desperate measures, desperate times. You gotta shill what you made. You gotta get rid of them. Otherwise, the inventory just sit there. If he does not talk about this now, when can he talk about it? They already made it. You saw it. You saw the stack of Tails edition evergreen miners. So obviously, someone has to buy it. If no one's buying it, it's just going to sit there forever. It's just going to be wasted space, wasted time. Let's keep on going.
Really, the reason I'm paying attention to all of this is because, well,
the reason why he's paying attention to all this is because he's losing money. Come on, guys. He's losing money.
Oh, I've gotten into the coin. I've invested in hardware. I've invested in a hard drive mining shed. I've even worked with Evergreen Miner to customize a Chia farmer or a Chia.
Yeah, all this hard work, this dedication. You guys have to buy this. Otherwise, it's all worth nothing, right?
Miner. Earlier this year, Chia Network submitted registration to the US SEC.
All right, so let me get this straight. This IPO, I've been talking about the IPO with Chia freaking 2 years ago, ever since Chia brought it up themselves that they were going to go IPO. But let me just get this one thing clear with everyone. Even if Chia was successfully to go IPO today, what is it that they're offering that was different 2 years ago and today? What is it that Chia is offering right now that anyone outside of the crypto space, knowing that this is a public company and it just went IPO, why would I put money into this? What is it that is doing for anyone or anything, right? You just have to make sense of it. Okay, oh, everyone's like, it'll be great if it goes IPO. The price will go up. Is the price just going up because it went IPO, but for no specific reason? What is it that they're trying to sell? Oh, the blockchain, the fully decentralized 100,000 nodes, but what is it doing? This whole trading NFTs, carbon market stuff. What is it that is doing? What is it offering to the general public that I would put money into the stock of Chia Network if it went IPO? You know what I mean? Comment below. Give me a good one thing that if it went IPO, what is it that you know Chia for, or it's selling, or it's doing that you would put money into it, that you can convince your own mother to put in money into a Chia IPO stock, right? What would convince them? And I know, like, from my own parents, they're frugal as hell. They wouldn't just dump money in any other stock or random stocks that they don't know anything about. Like Mr. Warren Buffett said, you can't invest in things you don't know about. I don't even know, and I've been talking about Chia for the last 2 plus 3, almost 3 years. If they went IPO, what is their selling point? What has the marketing team done to promote what they're trying to sell? Reuse old hard drives? That's not a sell. That's not a marketing strategy, right? At least I don't think it is. All right, let's keep on going.
For a proposed IPO. It's pretty bullish, right?
Bullish.
Like, okay.
It's been bullish for 3 years already.
Centralized things, this, that, whatever. We're not here to debate that. The bottom line is there's a centralized company.
Wait. You're talking about something and then you don't want to debate it. Then what are we talking about? Right? What are we talking about? You just mentioned that Chia is going to go IPO. They're bullish, but we're not going to debate it. All right. Let's keep on going. Let me drag this along. Chia lays off employees. Yes.
Wonderful
Public
articles
news.
like this one, also from CoinDesk. Chia Network lays off 1/3 of its staff as loss of banker delayed going public. Firing 26 of your 70 employees is a very sobering move. They continue to pitch to the U.S.
Sobering move? I'm not sure I understood what that means. Someone explain that one to me.
Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, on going public and weighing the first ever sale of some of their tokens. Unfortunately, my opinion, Chia has a pretty big pre-mine, 21 million coins. And then there's just a bunch of coins that are basically farmed.
Most people do look at that 21 million pre-farm as a turnoff. Like, what's happening to it? And now they're talking about selling it. So you can hear it all in Mr. Vosk's voice that he sounds pretty sad about all of this stuff. I think he's just trying to liquidate whatever it is that he has so far. Don't get me wrong, Mr. VoskCoin, if you're watching this, comment. Let me know. Let's get a discussion going. I would like to understand where you're coming from, because I know these Tails Edition Evergreen miners had to come with a cost, right? Maybe not to you, but I'm saying there's a financial incentive here to push out Chia even more, on your side at least.
After that. And let's do a quick recap on farming. So this is one of our recent mining farm snapshots. You can see I basically achieved 1 petabyte. It was exciting. We deployed the dedicated building, which is basically a little DIY data center.
Most people can't even afford a house like that.
and it's got a HVAC unit or mini split on it.
with a dedicated AC unit
Basically,
right here.
It's cooled and it's clean. And this was the performance, right? CHIA was trading at $28. 8.5 XCH were mined, and we got 197 days until the halving.
Wow, 197 days.
This is a draft. With this one, you can see we mined like almost exactly the same amount of coin, which was surprising. We are closer to the halving. The coin price has gone down. The net space is up. We have also increased our hard drive capacity, so I've deployed another CHIA farmer. Specifically the Tails edition, because that was released last month. I also hit less blocks. So last month I had essentially a expected or lucky month. In the most recent snapshot, I had an unlucky month.
Most of us have lucky and unlucky months. I've been unlucky for the last few months, and then there were times where I'm lucky, like back-to-back blocks being hit. 0.25, 0.25, add it all up, I get a 1 XCH by hitting blocks on top of what I'm pooling, which is, you know, a decent amount.
When I ran the numbers, I was supposed to hit a block about every 7 days.
A decent
which would equate
amount.
to almost an extra 2 XCH, which I did not realize because I never was fortunate enough for my miners to be lucky and solve those blocks. 64 CHIA are mined every 10 minutes for the first 3 years.
All right, it's going into the technical mumbo jumbo that we could care less about. Okay, we earned this much, we can earn this much. That ultimately depends on how much space that you contribute to this project. All right, CHIA emission mechanism. Let's see.
Stock to flow puts this coin at a price point around $700 in 2024. That's a hell of a price prediction, and it's made through an algorithm, not just hopium on Twitter. The emissions on CHIA are very interesting because when we look at the farming rewards, we look at the initial pre-mine as contrasted against, right? At the end of year 3, farming percent of all XCH is at 32%. And then at the end of year 6, it goes up to 40%.
All these numbers are hypothetical, guys. Let me explain something really quick right here. These numbers are based on current numbers of how many nodes that are existing today and the network space. As more nodes disappear from the network space, plus the diminishing amount of network space because people choose to sell off their farm, shut it down because the electricity cost is outweighing more than what the coin price is, these numbers are going to get affected from the 3-year time span from where you're looking at it now. You're basing it on today's numbers and expected growth. But as we all know, in reality, Toys R Us can go out of business. Best Buy, well, Best Buy is still around. Radio Shack has went out of business. There's plenty of companies that had high valued stocks at one time. And I'm not saying these are stocks. I'm just saying anything that has momentum as far as it can go up can easily come back down. So these numbers are not realistic, guys. These are hypothetical. And he said it's not based on hopium. It is. It is based on hopium. Fully based on hopium, because you're basing it on today's numbers staying, if not increasing positively, but not anticipating it going into the negatives.
42%, and it's going to take over 12 years to have 50% of all of that XCH in the mining equation, which is projected or estimated to have about 39 million coins.
All right. Let's keep on going.
$1 can get you 910.
Oh, that's just advertisement right there.
You have generation 1 Bitcoin, you have generation 2, kind of like Ethereum, you have generation 3.
I swear throughout the whole video, Mr. VoskCoin's voice is very monotone and very sad as it sounds. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him. All right.
That platform being good. That's not exactly the point and focus and direction of today's video, but that's their clear focus. That's their hope. That's what they build towards and so forth. The question is, how much longer can they last? Some of the takeaways from that article is they're sitting on $70 million of CHIA. They're thinking about selling some of those to extend their runway. They're struggling to raise funds. And
they're struggling to raise funds. They're trying to sell the pre-farm because you have nothing to offer. Many of you who have commented on the videos, and many of you who have unsubscribed because you don't feel like you need to listen to what I have to say or my opinion about it, is saying, well, you don't know what you're talking about. But my point is, what is CHIA able to do that is any different, or what has it market that they are doing to benefit anyone? as a farmer, for the last 2 going on 3 years, all right, it was nice and fun building out the hard drives and the rigs and the farms and, plotting and this and that. Now all that is done. Now you guys are blowing it away with 5-10 second plots, which blows my mind because, like, okay, now you're just racing, spending more energy. But apparently it's not about more energy, it's about more efficiency.
Generally very bearish news, right? I mean, I'm holding the coin and they're about to dump on me to keep their business going. That's the fact of the matter.
Oh, at least he's honest about that. He's holding coins, companies dumping it. Where does that leave you as a farmer? Less valued coins. Less valued coins.
Not a good day, not an exciting thing.
Not a good day and not exciting. Hey, I could repeat the same thing he's saying because I feel him. And any of you guys who are saying, well, they need to survive, and in order to survive, they need to sell the pre-farm. Oh, all of a sudden, they need to sell the pre-farm. I thought the pre-farm was meant to be loaned out to companies and organizations who wanted to borrow XCH so CHIA network can earn interest on the value that it was lent out. Like a bank. Apparently not. Apparently not.
When you're sitting on what's free to you coins, selling $20 of coins that cost you nothing, well...
No, I disagree. I totally disagree. It didn't cost me nothing if I sold 1 XCH now because I had to earn it. I have to have the hardware, setup, energy, efficiency, electricity to earn that XCH. So there was a cost. There was a cost. I had to set all this up. I had to spend hours on top of hours trying to figure out how the hell this plotting and farming thing work. And when I had issues internally, not saying the company caused it, not saying the software caused it, I'm just saying everyone's network infrastructure, wireless, wired, whatever it is, may have run into a situation one time or another, or you were running a version that just wasn't being helpful with the hardware that you had, and you run into a situation, missing plots, corrupt plots, people stealing your wallet, you somehow messed up somewhere, right? It did have a cost. That was the cost. That is all your cost into this. So if you sold 1 XCH to recoup something, you're earning your $22.94 as of this moment. Hey, it had a cost.
Well, that's a lot easier to do than, say, me, who bought into some coin around $30. And if I sold at 20, I wouldn't be gaining 20 bucks. I would be realizing a loss of 10.
That's only if you bought 1 coin. What about the guys who bought 50 coins or 100 coins? Yeesh. Yeesh. You see this depressed look here? He's looking down. You can hear it in his voice. Let's have him repeat that for a quick second.
Coin around $30, and if I sold at 20, I wouldn't be gaining 20 bucks. I would be realizing a loss of 10.
Now, the sad part of all this is that, yes, you bought it at 30, you sold it at 20, you lost $10. The sad part of all of this would be buying it at 30 and you wanting to hold it because you have this hope that CHIA is going to go back up, and it goes even further down. Where do you stand with that now? Do you sell it out and lose $20 at this point because it hit the $10 mark? What would you do? Comment below. Let me know, what would you do? Would you liquidate or just keep on holding? A lot of you may say that you just invest in what you can afford. Okay, that's fine. And I'm sure a lot of you guys could probably afford, since you're farming and you have all this equipment, probably can afford $1,000 worth. Now, your $1,000 worth that you bought when it was worth $1,000 in total is now worth $500. Would you sell? That's my point.
Ultimately, for me, though, I'm hoping that this is a successful endeavor.
He's hoping that this is a successful endeavor because he has a lot of tails and evergreen and juicy miners that he has to promote and sell to earn his commission. And that's the gist of it. That's business. That's the business of it. If Michael Jordan wasn't as successful as he was playing basketball, you think Nike would have blown up the way it is with his Nike Jordans? Of course not. Of course not. If it doesn't do well, it wasn't Nike that that promoted Jordan. It was Jordan that promoted Nike. That's marketing. Same in this case. This is marketing.
CHIA ultimately, and then my hard drive mining farm. I thought that things would be better sooner when I embarked on this path. True.
When he embarked on this path, which wasn't too long ago, so maybe less than a year. I think when he jumped on this whole evergreen miner stuff, I think it's been less than a year. So he was hoping to have a better outcome in less than a year. That CHIA was going to be more prosperous than where it is now. Even during that 1 year ago, wow, even during that 1 year ago. Just to give you a general idea, 1 year ago, price was almost at $46, floating at $40-ish. I don't blame him because you saw this spike, but now look at this, $22.09, 93 cents.
But my thin that just like that, you know, it's gone. It's lost.
Oh, so he says he did say that he still has faith in it. It's not that paper thin. It's a little more rugged, right? He's gonna withhold, stand up to the forces of nature where it's taking course that CHIA may or may not survive, but he's winging it out. Who can blame him? He has a lot on the line here.
No, not the case. So ultimately, I'm going to continue pushing forward with hard drive mining. I'm going to continue expanding on that front. I just bought some CHIA coins at this price point.
Let me tell you something. There's no way in hell in any video that he's going to tell you that he has given up on the project, because one, there's still too much inventory on his tail stuff and the evergreen stuff, and he's still promoting this stuff, and two, he has a whole shed of hard drive that he's still farming with that he hasn't gotten rid of anything yet. But when the time comes, and if the time comes, there will be a subtle, slight downgrade on how much he's farming, or if he's selling or liquidating any of his stuff, or if, you know, once he pushes this out enough where the miners are fully sold out, they're definitely not going to be making any new ones. That's for sure. Now, if the market was hot and people were snatching these up like they were snatching up the, what are those gold boxes? What are those, a helium? Was it helium? I forget which one. Even I was waiting online on the website, waiting, trying to get these, I forgot what the hell that little boxes were, and I don't even know the name of it anymore. But anyway, back to the whole CHIA stuff. Yes, he is not going to go against this. Like me.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I'm operating within my means. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not taking on debt to do what I'm doing.
He's not taking on debt to do what he's doing. Meanwhile, he's building out whole sheds and brand new AC systems, buying all this hardware, or some of it being donated or sponsored. That's still a cost. Now, it may not be a big debt. Any debt is a debt. If you're -1, it's $-1, it's a debt. All right? You can't say that's not a debt. So, are you saying that didn't have a cost to it at all? This is a debt. That is a debt. Meaning, but if it's a debt, he didn't take out a loan. He doesn't owe any additional money on it. He doesn't owe interest on building the shed. He didn't borrow money from the bank just to do all this stuff. All right, that I could understand. But debt is debt. Meaning, at the end of the year, you talk to your account, how much did you spend for this? If he's running as a company, I spent 50 grand. Building the shed, buying the AC, that's debt. That is debt. All right, guys?
I mean, ultimately, I think I'm putting coin and dollars in here, and I'll see where it goes. But I guess you could say I'm banking on the success of this. It may not.
Banking on the success of this. It's all going to be positive words, but unfortunately, positive words and physical appearance tells two different stories over here.
Not work out. But when I look at the price, I look at the fundamentals, I look at the focus, and I look at the market conditions, it's always a sobering reminder that things are not great in the crypto sphere. But anything that can survive is probably going to have a really good time in the next bull run. And I firmly believe we'll get another crypto bull run. Everything's a cycle. And it's in the times where it's hard and your confidence is wavering. That's like actually when you can set yourself up for. Right though, is they don't do enough community building.
Oh, this is the good part.
That's
This is the good part. This is when he comes out towards the end of this. He's saying a lot of things that possibly would come out of my mouth. Definitely would come out of my mouth.
It's always a sobering reminder that things are not great in the crypto sphere, but anything that can survive is probably going to have a really good time in the next bull run. And I firmly believe we'll get another crypto bull run. Everything's a cycle, and it's in the times where it's hard and your confidence is wavering. That's like actually when you can set yourself up for the best success. Not all of these data points are good, but a lot of this does point to this project being undervalued, especially if they can finally generate an ecosystem. My biggest gripe though is they don't do enough community building. They don't do enough marketing.
Not enough marketing and community building. This is his issue with CHIA.
It seems they're literally cutting people that do anything on that front, but I'm not sure they existed anyway because they don't do any marketing.
No marketing. Where's the marketing? Where am I supposed to hear about CHIA? Where? I only heard about CHIA 3 years ago through a friend that knew about hard drive mining. Go figure.
They don't really fund many initiatives. They had a grant program, but they put it on ice, which is never a good sign. But on
the grants.
Other hand, when things get tough, you gotta run a tight ship. You gotta be frugal. You gotta start cutting. You don't want to keep all these people and just drive yourself to bankruptcy.
Then what the hell were they hired to do in the first place that the other 50 guys couldn't do to begin with? You hired 70. So what did the other 26 did that the others couldn't do now? Or they have to do now? Or is it double the work? Or did they just felt like they had so much money that they just had to hire more people just to make them look bigger and grander? Bigger and grand, all right? Grander.
You got to do whatever it takes to survive.
Yes.
And then one day,
just like this
hopefully
video,
we all thrive. I don't in particular have a price prediction for CHIA. I am simply hopeful that we will see a new all-time high in the next cryptocurrency bull run. There's been a fair amount of inflation in the coin since then. True. And it's not as easy to decipher because the total supply includes the 21 million coins that the CHIA company.
I feel like there's a lot of contradiction here. Like he wants to support this thing, but at the same time he's suspect and very doubtful because of the way the organization CHIA Network Inc. is operating with the pre-farms and what they're doing and so many factors.
Went ahead and put in their war chest. So, a couple years ago, there weren't that many coins out there in circulation, which makes it a lot easier to drive up the existing price. That's true. However, that was always public knowledge, and based on that assumption, you sprinkle on some good times, people finally making money again, some FOMO, and maybe some good releases and some actual use and utility. It could be an exciting time because the all-time high for reference was $1,645. And even if this coin just does a 10x, it would be trading at $250 now, well below an all-time high, but putting me at a 10x. As always, we'll see where things go. Nothing's financial advice here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, but these are just some of the things I wanted to run through with you guys today. I have a literal dedicated deployment to hard drive mining, and that hard drive,
I just have to point out here, this is a big ass shed for a few racks that's sitting in the middle of it, and I'm pretty sure that this shed is not just entirely going to be for hard drive mining. I'm sure there's going to be other things that go along with it, because just look at this wasted space for these little hard drives. Did you really need to build all that just for that? Probably not.
Hopefully than just a 10x. Because as much as I love Bitcoin, and as much as it's my favorite and biggest cryptocurrency holding, or just simply biggest holding, I don't think Bitcoin's going to do a 10x anytime soon.
All right.
Birthday. She just turned 8 years old.
Happy birthday, Tails. Happy birthday.
Title. And
that's it, guys. All right. So there you go. 29 minutes on this damn video. Let me cut this one really short. Remember to hit that like, comment, subscribe. And of course, I'm going to be talking more about this. I love videos like this. And if you do too, comment below. Tell me you want to see more. and peace out.